everybody? This is Brant with CPC Bodybuilding, the best channel in men's classic physique. Today, I have a preview of the Muscle Contest Brazil Pro with a special guest. My special guest today is Brazilian Classic Physique Pro Andrey Oliveira. Andrey, thanks for joining the show.
Thank you very much, man. I wasn't expecting the invitation, so when you reached me out on Instagram, I felt really happy. I could, as I told you, I know some of these guys. Some of them are friends of mine, actually, and it will be a great pleasure to participate into this preview. I promise I'll be completely unbiased in my analysis, and thank you very much, man, for inviting me, and I hope we do great preview today.
Yeah, it's truly a pleasure. So I knew I had to get a Brazilian on to preview an entirely Brazilian show. So we've got a very deep lineup. Lots of Brazil's top classic physique pros in this show. So it's going to be really exciting, guys. This show is on Saturday. So before we get to the athlete lineup and the show details, we want to make sure to give Andrey a huge shout out and make sure you guys can find him on social media. So this is Andrey's Instagram page. You can find him. It's just his name, Andrey Oliveira Pro. And make sure you guys support him by using his codes, checking out his sponsors. In case if you guys have not seen, Andrey is coming off a very successful rookie season in the IFBB Classic Physique division. I had the pleasure of meeting him at the Indy Pro, which was his pro debut. He took fourth place there. And then this was the Orlando Pro where he took second. So Andrey has battled with some of the best here in America and definitely made his mark on classic. So Andrey is an awesome bodybuilder, and we're going to get his opinions on this entire lineup today. All right, so show details. Like I said, the Muscle Contest Brazil Pro this weekend. It's a multi-day show, so it's going to be on Saturday and Sunday, but the Classic Physique Pros will go on Saturday. So prejudging here begins at 1 p.m. and finals will begin at 4 p.m. So those are the times that you need to know. If you would like to watch the show as well, it will be streaming for free on the Muscle Contest YouTube page. So if you want to watch the show, you can do it there. And without further ado, we'll get into our classic physique lineup for the Muscle Contest Brazil Pro. And I told Andrey if I mispronounce any of these names to feel free and step in. I'm just an American guy, do not speak any Portuguese, but I will try my best, guys. So I apologize in advance if I mispronounce your name. So
I'm sure you'll do great.
so we have Vanderson Chavez, Diego Galindo, Junior Jaworski. We have Joninho, Mateus Lopez, but you guys probably know him as Shigeru. Is that right?
That's
Shigeru.
perfect.
We have Felipe Marins, Francisco Silva, better known as Chiquinho. We have Lua Souza, and we have Zardo as well. So a very deep classic physique lineup here, guys. We'll begin with Vanderson Chavez, and his last appearance was at the Sao Paulo Pro this year. He took fourth place there. Andrey, when we look at some of these photos, what are his strengths?
Actually, I know Vanderson personally. As I told you, I know some of these guys, some of my friends, and he's from a city really close from the city I live, and we've already been on the same team. Actually, we had the same coach for some time, and Vanderson's strength, most biggest strength is his back. Actually, his back is crazy good. I don't know if you got any back
I'll look for
pictures of him.
Let's see.
He has
There
crazy
we go.
muscular lats, and if you check on uh, his lat spread is actually, which is not a classic physique pose, but his lat spread is actually really, really crazy. When he's walking backstage and people look at his back, people get he get the looks actually because he has very muscular back. And his condition is mostly good. He always comes in very condition. He doesn't, struggle a lot to get good condition, and he always come in great condition to these shows, as you can see from the pictures from his last show at Musclecontest São Paulo. And the only thing he think he lacks is his posing. Sometimes he misses his posing. Uh, as I told you, he has a great back, but as you can see from his back double bicep, he doesn't show his back as good as he could. I don't know if you have. There you go. You can see he has the muscle, but his posing is not quite on par with the amount of muscle and muscularity he has in his back. So I think is that he still has to work a little bit on his posing. But in general, Anderson has really good conditioning with, so this is what makes the judges look at him, his conditioning. And when he hits the back double biceps and pretty much all the back poses in his personal routine, he's going to.
Yeah, he looks fantastic, man. I think you really highlighted his strengths in a good way. That lat spread is a beautiful pose for him. Just lots of width through the lats. He has broad shoulders, a small waist. Just very classic overall. I think he has very good structure. And our next competitor is Diego Galindo. So this guy is one of the best young classic pros, not only in Brazil but in the entire world. So Diego won the Serpro Cup last year and is just known for being extremely classic. Great poser as well. So when we look at this update, Andre, what are your thoughts on Diego?
Well, Diego really hit the post still this year. He got second on Arnold Classic Brazil. He got, let's say, defeated by Fabio Jr., who got the Olympia spot, but it was a really close call, because Diego has one of the most classic lines in in Brazil as a whole. Although Diego is actually Colombian, is from Colombia, he made Brazil his home right now, so he's competing from Brazil. If you look at his profile, you always see he's competing from Brazil. So his line is absolutely crazy. His back has no weak spots. His back has got the width he needs. The condition is always on point. His glutes are crazy big, and get the square shape that you want on stage. And you can see his hamstrings are always pretty conditioned. And one of the best posers in Brazil, actually, Diego has really good posing. His side chest is crazy good also. You can see that he's not the biggest athlete in the upper section, but he poses so good that he makes it look pretty good. He makes it very balanced with his lower body, which is naturally bigger than his upper body. But with his posing, he makes it pretty balanced. So I think Diego is has the good line. He always shows up conditioned. He never missed conditioning, and his posing makes him the whole package actually. So I put Diego as one of the favorites to win the show. I
Yeah.
won't spoil anything right now, but he's one of my favorites.
I agree. He's just the full package when you look for a classic physique. So that is Diego Galindo. Next up, we have Junior Jaworski. So Junior is a 2022 Olympian His last appearance was at the Musclecontest Brazil last year, I believe, where he took fourth place. This was at the Musclecontest Recife Pro, and you can just tell, man, this guy comes in great condition every single show.
Yeah. And from the looks we're getting on his Instagram account, this is probably his best conditioning ever. He's bringing his best conditioning ever. He's probably thinking he's got the best shot at taking the Olympus spot this year, and he's also one of my favorites. And I gotta say, a junior is not the best classic line. He doesn't have the classic frame. Sometimes his midsection is a little bit wider than the classic wants, but he always comes very conditioned. He has crazy big back. His upper section, different than Galindo. He's got a crazy big upper body, big chest, big shoulders, big arms. His back is crazy big, and sometimes it really steals a little bit from his lower section. But he compensates with conditioning and also good posing. So I think Junior is also one of the favorites to win the show. So really good athlete, already placed second in New York Pro in the past. He already went to the Olympia last year when he won the Musclecontest Ultimate, which happens in Curitiba, same city where Musclecontest Brazil will happen. So yeah, one of the favorites to win the show, absolutely.
Junior Jaworski is definitely a force and will be in one of those top spots, I have no doubt. So next up is another guy who I think could do very well here. So this is Juninho, and he was third at the Musclecontest Brazil Pro last year. This guy is very classic. Andre, what makes him so special?
Um, Juninho actually he's one of the kind of the phenom guys who gets the pro card and you say this guy is pro ready, and he came in very condition in his last show. I believe he placed third in Mr. Olympia Brazil last year. Yeah, that's exactly. Mr. Olympia Brazil is an amateur and pro show, and this picture over there, he came in out of, let's say, nowhere, and he placed third in Olympia Brazil. I know his history, and he's that guy that has the perfect line for classic physique. He always come conditioned since his amateur times. So it's the guy that we always say it's just a matter of time. He will mature his physique. He'll grow bigger. He already got the line. He's got the posing. It's a matter of time for Juninho to be, let's say, a permanent Olympia competitor. Matter of time. He is one of my favorites to win the show. Also, definitely in the top five. He will surely be in the top five in the show. And really, he got no weak spots, in my opinion. He's got to grow a little bigger. The professional league is always, guys are always taking the weight cap. Uh, and he's a guy who's still not making the weight cap. So he could be a little bigger, but honestly, one of the best physiques in the show. Absolutely.
I completely agree, man. This guy is just super classic. Like the lines are crisp. He has
I
great balance.
believe there is a back double bicep in this very Instagram, the next photo. You can see how good his condition as a whole is on his back. This is very difficult to achieve, even at pro level.
The thing that stands out to me the most is a couple of things. The striations through the glutes. When you see striations that go all the way up through the mid glute,
The middle, yes,
that's so hard to get to.
yeah,
So tough. And the hamstrings are incredible. And then also if you see look at the separation in the arms. you rarely ever see that level of condition. This is really impressive.
Yeah, you see there's very little fat, very little water, so you can argue that's a conditioned guy. As I told you, you can see his back is already very, very detailed, but it lack a little muscle, especially in the lower back. But as I told you, it's a matter of time. This guy is going to get it. He's going to grind, and we'll definitely see a better physique right now in Curitiba at Saturday. So, big expectations for this guy.
Mhm. So that is Juninho. Next up, we got Shigeru. So he was 10th at the Musclecontest Brazil Pro last year. So I'll pull up some more photos of him. This is his most recent update. So this was 2 days ago, which would have been 5 days out. And I think this shot really highlights his biggest strength, which is his density.
Yeah, pretty dense guy. I always thought as Mateus as more of a two-on-two guy. He's a shorter kind of frame. He's really muscular, and but I believe he's pretty good at two-on-two or classic physique. There are a couple of pictures of him beside Gabriel Zancanelli in a very low-key contest that happened in Brazil. And Mateus actually, this show actually happened a week after last year's Olympia. So Zancanelli just got from Olympia. You just go down a little bit, you'll probably see this is the one. It's Muscle
This is
Contest
at 50.
Figueira. It's a very low key contest that happened last year. Few athletes participated because it was actually a week after the the great Mr. Olympia, which happened in Orlando last year. Let's see if you find the pictures with him beside
Zonka.
Gabriel.
Here we go.
That's it. That's the picture. And he placed second on the show. Only was defeated only by Gabriel Zancanelli, who guaranteed his 2024 Mr. Olympia spot at this very show. So Mateus got second on the show, and you can see he was crazy condition at the show. And I believe there's a back double bicep shot also.
It's a really good shot.
Yeah, really good shot. Really good shot, actually. Honestly, in my opinion, I don't want to be a judge or anything, but he surpassed Gabriel Zancanelli in this very show. I think he deserved the win. But it's just a matter of opinion. Sometimes the judges want the guy who's bigger. Sometimes the judges want the guy who's more conditioned. But honestly, to me, Mateus deserved the win that day. He been recently posted a lot of side chest poses, and side chest currently is really good. And I think Mateus Wono is definitely be a top five guy in the show, and we gotta watch him because he developed a lot since last year. So I would place him really high on this show right now, Saturday. Keep an eye on him.
Yeah, he's definitely a guy to watch, especially if he can hold his own against Zonka. That's very, very impressive. This guy's been to the
Absolutely.
Olympia a couple of times, compares well with some of the best in the world. So, I mean, this is very impressive. So, I'll be intrigued to see where he ends up placing.
Sure.
Our next competitor is Felipe Marins. So, Felipe is a guy who always brings really full and sharp condition. So this is at the Sur Pro Cup. Actually, no, this is at the Far Labs Pro, but he did the Sur Pro Cup. Actually, this was the Sur Pro Cup, sponsored by Far Labs. So he got third place at this show last year, and I really like this guy's physique, especially his density, man. Just really dense, just some gnarly, grainy muscle.
Yeah, the thing about Felipe is that his conditioning is always random. Sometimes he like in this show he really got the conditioning right. But last year in Muscle Contest Ultimate, I believe it was the last competition he went in Brazil last year. He got seventh place. Um, it was the same show that Jaworski won. Actually, Jaworski won first, he won seventh, and he missed conditioning by a lot. So he got a really really good classic look, as you can see from this video. Crazy lat spread, front lat spread. So he's a very balanced guy from upper body and lower body. Got really good classic line. The thing is, will he be his prime conditioning at Saturday, or is going to miss it? So he's always you know, we never know what he's actually coming, but he's got the threats needed to make her really good at the show. As I told you, conditioning is something that judges will always look. I don't know if he's going to make a condition right now, so I don't put him as a favorite right now. But we should definitely keep an eye on him. If it make his condition right, he could really break up in the top five easily.
Yeah, if the condition is on point, I think Felipe should be right there. That's the ultimate question because he has a great physique. He's classic. It's just a matter of what the final look is. All right, so our next competitor, this is Chiquinho. So he was sixth at the Sao Paulo Pro earlier this year. This is where that shot was taken. I'm looking to find if we could see. So I think his best shots are particularly the side chest and the back double bicep. I don't know if he's posted any of these recently, but these are some really, really good shots from him. Let's see if we can find something.
I believe we can find some shots of him in the NPC
There is
bodybuilding
this.
news
This
page.
is a good shot.
That's a good shot. Yeah, that's a good shot.
The bicep peaks are really impressive. The boxing off of the glutes, the detail in the hamstrings, the detail through the back is very impressive as well. He has great width, I noticed.
Yeah, he's really good at his upper body. I think his lower body is a little lacking. Also, and not only in the front but also in the rear. Uh, he's already a master pro, so sometimes masters has this problem with keeping the lower body mass. You can see that some of these guys really got a problem with keeping up with the legs mass as a whole. So I think Chiquinho is actually struggling with this right now, but he's a really good competitor. He's a warrior, and he comes in condition in every show. I think this is something that you can't miss actually if you're a professional bodybuilder. No showing, not conditioned to the shows is really something that the judges won't forgive you for. But Chiquinho rarely misses it. I don't think he's a favorite to win the show, but he's definitely not going to make a shame of it.
Yeah, agreed. So that is Chiquinho. Next up, we've got Lua Souza. So this guy is very, very good structurally. This is from that same Fit Pira Pro. Andre,
Yes,
what are some of his best shots?
I think that Luan has got great back shots. I don't know if there's a back shot in the show,
There we go.
but there it is. I believe his Musclecontest Ultimate, which was the show before this one, he got some better shots, some better back shots. But Luan's a very tall guy. So, as most of the tall guys, he's got a problem with, filling his frame with muscle. As you can see, he has a very tall torso. So he's got a lot of muscle on his back. He's got a lot of muscle to fill this back. You can see his lower back feels like it lacks a little bit of muscle, but it's not that. It's just that he was born like this. So I don't know. Maybe with his posing, if he could just lean a little bit more on his back, you could definitely lower the width of the length of his back, so he can make it a little look like a little more widther, a little more large on the back. But as you can see, this guy is crazy conditioned. I believe taller guys has this strength come more conditioned than the shorter guys. And Luan has got crazy condition. Um, and his last show was last year, so he could definitely made a lot of progress into filling the shape with a lot of muscle. And you can see how big this guy is, how crazy looks his front double biceps and his back double biceps. Pretty good shots of him. There's a side chest also, and you can see his legs are crazy condition in this pose. He did not strike the pose completely, but you can see how conditioned his legs are. So keep an eye on Luan also, because he could bring a very different physique, because it's been almost a year of work. And a year of work for bodybuilders can completely change their physiques.
Yeah, agreed. This guy is dangerous if his physique is on point with the condition, the final look is good, and I think he's got the structure to hang with a lot of these guys. So that is Luan Souza. And our last competitor is Zardo. So Zardo was, I believe, third at the Serpro Cup this year. So did pretty well there. This was the show that Gabriel Pereira won. So
Yeah.
you can see Zardo here on the far left, and I think Zardo's biggest strength is his detail. He has great muscle maturity.
Yeah, it's curious thing. Zardo is one of the guys I know from this lineup. He's also a military police officer, as I am. He's a military police officer in Paraná, which is the state where this show is going to happen. So Zardo has the crowd in his favor right now. I believe that's him, Jaworski, and Felipe Marins are the three guys from Curitiba who are going to play, let's say, home in this show. And Zardo is always known to come in crazy condition. I believe there's never been a show he was not the most conditioned guy. Honestly, the three shows I saw him, he always been the most conditioned. So he's going to call the judges' attention by his conditioning. In the Serpro Cup, I believe he went just a way too far, but I pretty know much why. He got sick, I believe 3 weeks from the show. He got tropical disease,
Oh wow.
which made him really bad in the stomach, and his body was not absorbing the carbs the way it should. So when it was about time to fill him up to the show, the carb up did not work exactly how it should. So he came in almost flat to the show, not really flat, but I believe he could come a little bit more fuller into the stage. But I believe he will not miss right now. He's completely recovered from this disease, and I believe he'll show an even better physique than he showed in Serpro Cup. So Zardo's an absolute warrior. He works in the military police officer. He has a 24-hour work regime, so he works for 24 hours straight. So he only got 2 days of relaxing. So he has 2 days of gym work and a whole day of work. So it's always 2 to 1. There's a day that he can only eat. He can't train this day. So it's a really crazy, crazy routine. And I really want to applaud Zardo for being a professional athlete with the kind of routine he has as a professional athlete and as a military police officer.
Yeah, that's really impressive to know that that's his schedule.
Yeah,
It's
24-hour
incredibly
working
difficult.
is really crazy.
Yeah, I think Zardo will do very, very well at this show. I could see him, being one of those top guys here.
Yeah, and I know Zardo a lot, and I believe the thing that he can do to improve his physique is grow a little bit more legs. His legs are definitely the weaker point on his physique, but they're so conditioned, they're so peeled that it makes almost like a strong point for him to show how conditioned his leg is. But bring a little bit more of muscle to his legs would absolutely change his physique as a whole.
Right, so that is our entire classic physique lineup. And now for the fun part of the video, Andre and I are going to give our top 5 picks. So, Andre, as the special guest, I'd like to give you the choice. Would you like to go first or would you like me to?
You can go first, then.
Okay, perfect. All right. So, in 5th place, starting out, I'm going to go with Mateus. I think Shigeru is going to do very well at this show. And it's because we know his condition's going to be there. He brings a very complete look. He doesn't have any weak poses. And as you can see here with these shots with Zonka, this is mind blowing how good this is. I think he will do very, very well in this lineup. I have him in 5th place here just because I think some of these other guys just might have more width than he does and maybe just a little bit more muscle maturity. But I do have to say he could place even higher than 5th, truthfully. So I have him in 5th place. And then in 4th place, I've got Zardo. I really like his muscle maturity, his detail, and he's very well balanced, very proportionate, which is exactly what you want in classic physique. In 3rd place, I have Junior Jaworski, and you highlighted some good points. He may not be the most structurally gifted, but he controls what he can. He brings great condition and fullness into every show and knows what poses work best for him. And he's a very, very big guy, which I think plays well in this lineup because the vast majority of these guys, if I understand correctly, are not tall guys. So I think Junior will be a guy who the judges look at and their eyes are a bit drawn to. So I think Junior is in 3rd place here. In 2nd place, I'm actually going to go with Juninho. I really like this guy all around, structurally very, very gifted. He doesn't have any glaring weaknesses. I do think, like you said, could probably use a little bit more thickness and width in the back, but he has great detail. The condition is probably going to be the best in this entire lineup, and I think he will do extremely well. And my winner is Diego Galindo. I like Diego to win this show simply because he's the most classic guy. He'll bring great shape, great condition, very, very clean posing, crisp lines. I like Diego to win this show. So, those are my top 5 picks. We'll go back to the list. Andre, who is your top 5?
Well, we got the same guys at top five, but in different order. So, yeah, pretty much on par analysis by both of us. As I told you, man, some of these guys are really a matter of how much they improved from their last shows to the current show right now. Some of these guys had 6 months, a year, and we know the professional league, some of these guys can make a completely overhaul on their physiques. So it's pretty much we're doing previews right now. We actually don't know what's going to happen on Saturday, but in 5th place, I got Zardo. Friend Zardo really, I think he's going to bring a better physique than brought from the Serpro Cup. He's going to make a bit of an evolution, not from a muscular standpoint, but from a preparation standpoint, where he could bring the physique he was going to bring at Serpro Cup. He's going to bring here right now on Curitiba. So I think he's going to stand at 5th place. Uh, Pretty good for him. The crowd will be on his side. He's going to be beside his family. So I believe that whatever placing he's got is going to be pretty happy with the show at Saturday. So kudos to Zardo. And I believe in 4th place, Juninho will be in 4th place, actually. I believe he's got the strength needed. That's him. The strength needed. Maybe, as I told you, he could bring a bigger portion of his physique. He's got a pretty good classic line, but I don't believe he still has the traits to break into this top three, which I believe will be opened by Mateus Shigeru. I think he will be the guy in the third place. This guy is a short guy. You know, short guys can bring a lot of muscle from a ear to the other. So I think Mateus will bring even stronger legs, even stronger poses. As I told you, it's crazy how good he stands beside Zanka, and I believe Mateus will place third in this lineup. At second, I got Junior Jaworski. Although he does not have the most classic frame from this lineup, he's the tallest and he's the biggest guy. And this is going to make a statement to the judges and something, it's bodybuilding. But people want big bodybuilders to be on stage, even on classic physique. And I believe Junior Jaworski will be the second best, only behind Diego Galindo. So we got the same front runner on this lineup. I believe Galindo has the most classic look. He got no really weak spots. And the weak spots that maybe he's got, he compensates with good posing and good presence on stage. Guys, keep an eye to this guy. Posing routine, he always brings a show on stage. So if you're going to watch the show on Saturday, keep an eye to Diego's individual routine. He's going to bring probably something really good. And I believe he's the favorite guy to win the show and get the spot to Mr. Olympia 2024.
All right. Very exciting picks we got here. So Andre and I with a similar top five, just in a different order. It's going to be a really exciting show, guys. Again, make sure you tune in Saturday to watch this show on the Musclecontest YouTube page, where it will be streaming for free. And before we wrap up the preview, again, I just want to thank Andre for taking the time out of his day to just talk some bodybuilding. Make sure you guys give him a follow. Here, his Instagram is Andrey Oliveira Pro, which is just his name. And then also check out his bio for his codes and his sponsors. Make sure you guys support him there as well. And to wrap up the video, Andre, is there anything you'd like to say to the athletes? Any shout outs you'd like to give to your sponsors, any of your friends out there?
Yeah, just want to say, good luck to these guys. I don't know if any of these guys are going to watch, but I'll definitely send to their DMs so they know my opinion, your opinion to this show. And I just want to say good luck to all these guys. It's always good, to shorten the relationship with athletes as a whole is something that I always tell professional guys. If you're the backstage of a professional show, make sure to treat other guys right. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're a very well-known guy, if you're a completely nobody know, you just treat the other guys right. Everybody's been through crazy preparation process. No preparation is easy for anyone. We always have to do the dieting and the training. So from being on a stage, each one of these guys are warriors already. So it's not a matter of placing. Doesn't matter of who goes first or who goes last. It's just going through the process and bringing your best physique at every show. Last show, bring your best physique. Next show, just bring your best physique. That's what bodybuilding is all about. You do your job, you'll be satisfied with it. Placing is about the judges, so it doesn't matter what we're saying or anyone's saying. If you think you did a good job, at the end of it, that's what matters in the end. So good luck to all of you guys.
All right, guys. So that is going to do it for the preview of the Musclecontest Brazil Pro. Again, if you guys are not subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and share this video if you enjoyed the content. I'm previewing every single classic physique show. Follow me on Instagram as well for updates there. And also give Andre a follow too. Support him. But that is going to do it. I'm Brant. That's Andre signing out. Make sure you guys keep it classic. We'll see you later.